BJ and PK, the birds are chirping. That must mean that Bob Casper is on the gravy train in Augusta, Georgia. How's it going, Bob?
You know, can't complain, that's for sure. It's amazing being here, and it's good to have you back in studio.
Well, I'm not quite in studio, but, studio is it's a very mobile term these days, Bob.
That is the truth. Yes, it is.
Well, before we get to the draft, which I know is the premier attraction today, I'm curious if they've done anything to the course this year. Any changes, any differences, or is it same old, run it back again?
Well, in listening to Rory McIlroy, there's 4 greens that have been redone. One of them, a couple of them probably because of the hurricane that came through. The 16th green had to be redone. Three trees fell on that green. So that one had to be redone. But according to everything that we've heard, it's back to what the original specs are, and you can't even tell. The first green was some stuff was done there to maybe possibly smooth it out a little bit. We're going to go out and look a little bit more today at those. I think maybe 15 a little bit. I can't remember which one was the other 8 maybe. But then the other thing is that because of the hurricane, trees fell and they lost a bunch of trees on the property. It's not something that if you were coming here the first time that you would notice, but it has opened up some viewing of the property, like up by the clubhouse, looking down number 10 towards and number 18 towards the lower part of the property, and you can see way down there and see part of Augusta Country Club, which borders Augusta National. So some trees came down between the first hole and the 9th hole coming back to the clubhouse. But everything is beautiful, and the golf course is going to be great.
We try to pick who we think is going to win, right? That's the whole point of it. And, you can bet on it. There's odds and all this stuff. I was talking with Brian the other day about trying to figure out what I think of the guys who are on LIV, because, they talk about how competition breeds competition and makes everybody better. Yeah. And you see that on the PGA Tour from week to week, right? And we have a familiarity with the PGA Tour once they get to Hawaii in January and the Kapalua and then over at Honolulu and then back. We know the lineup and we can see it. But the LIV, it's basically like exhibition golf. So I'm wondering, do you think that takes a little bit of the luster off those guys? Because it doesn't seem like, and maybe I'm totally off base on this, that they're competing at the level that the PGA Tour guys are competing and trying to win. You see where I'm going with that?
Yes. Yeah. The interesting thing is, PK, that a lot of the events that they play, we don't even know the golf courses that they play. Yeah, we know last week's event was at Doral in Miami. And that used to be a PGA Tour event venue for a long time. But other than that, a lot of the golf courses that they're playing, we don't even know about. We don't even know how they're what the shape of the course is like, or how they set the golf course up, or anything. Until this year, we didn't even have any type of television programming. But now, you've got Fox and FS1 and FS2. PGA Tour last week had 1.7 or 1.8 million followers on Sunday. They had 400,000. It's not, you just don't see them, and they're playing against the same guys all the time. And BT and I were talking about this earlier in the year. How many guys are there on LIV that you would actually want to come back and play the PGA Tour, the top guys? And there might be a handful, maybe 10 if you're lucky, and the same 50 guys are playing every week. And the product's not the players anyway. The product is golf. And unfortunately, it takes away from that. Whereas the PGA Tour, you constantly have this turnover of new guys coming in and moving up and honing their craft and honing their skills to be able to make it to that top echelon of players. I mean, LIV Golf, who finished second here last year, a year and a half ago, when he finished second last year, he'd never played a major before. And a year prior, he was still in college at Texas Tech, and yet now he is one of the top players in the world, one of the elite players in the world, because he was able to hone his craft and win on the European Tour, win on the PGA Tour, contend in majors, and win a signature event this year. It's amazing to see what he's done. But the same thing happened with Scotty Scheffler. He goes on the Korn Ferry Tour, wins out there, gets his PGA Tour card, takes a year and a half before he wins, gets the right caddy on the bag, Ted Scott, and immediately he went berserk, and he's number one in the world now. So that ability to hone your craft and become better because you're forced to with all of the players that you have on the PGA Tour, whereas on LIV Golf, like you said, PK, there's only 48 guys, 50 guys or something like that, and you're playing against the same guys all the time, and you've been given a boatload of money, and you really don't have to hone your craft.
Okay, last thing here before we get to the draft. How many of those guys, because contracts are about to come up, how many of those top 5 or 10 guys do you think are really going to jump back to the PGA Tour?
Well, you're hearing a lot of grumblings. You're hearing a lot, Brooks Koepka, John Rahm. I don't know about Bryson, but you're hearing a lot of grumblings from those guys saying that I made the wrong choice, and so it'll be interesting to see what happens with each one of them, and if they do come back, those contracts will be coming up the end of 2026. So they're kind of tied in. But if the tour and the PIF, the Public Investment Fund from Saudi Arabia, can get something worked out, then we'll see how they're integrated back in. But as of right now, the tour has the leverage at the moment because of what's happening with the players and them possibly having their contracts coming up and wanting to come back, and also with the PIF saying that they're reducing their amount of cash flow out. If the guys do redo contracts on LIV and with PIF, those contracts are going to be for a lot less money than they were before.
All right, let's get to the draft, and it is the start of the year, so any changes we want to make here, do we still want to do the regional picks? Do we want to do people outside the top 25? We got something new. What do we think? And we started with the basic 3-round draft.
Yeah. I'm good with whatever.
All right, PK, you want to tweak anything?
No, whatever you guys think. I mean,
You're going to
fair.
pick the win. You're going to pick the winner and strut.
Well, I don't know that I am, but odds are I know more than you two guys combined, so it's probably going to be slant in my favor either way.
So you still got Rahm, huh, PK?
Whatever you want, Bob.
Bob, this is why you got Xander Schauffele. I got Tony Finau. Xander's from San Diego, like Bob. Tony Finau went to the same high school as one of our kids. John Rahm is from Arizona, like PK. That's how we divvied it up. Now, we can get rid of that if you want. What are we doing? Keeping it or losing it?
I like that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Schauffele
won 2 majors last year.
You go with the passive aggressive. Do you still have Rahm, and then you want to keep it? Come on, Bob. Come on, man.
No, I was throwing a barb there. That's
okay. That was just for fun.
Yeah,
that's what you do, Bob. Yeah, I know you do. You come on and try to insult me. I got it.
That's what I do.
I'm quite familiar with you. Yeah. That's why, I would just prefer that Brian Taylor be on every day, but, I don't get my way.
Oh, listen to you.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice. Okay.
Just kidding.
All right. Come on, Tony. Let's go. Let's go, Tony Finau.
Okay.
I need a W. All
Let's go.
right, Bob, your draft. You get the first pick, unless we're changing that.
No.
Whatever.
No.
Okay, go, Bob. Who you got?
I am. Just because I want him to win this week, I'm going to go Rory McIlroy.
It would mean
All
a lot.
right.
I want him to get the career Grand Slam.
That would be way cool. I would like to see that myself.
Yeah, that'd be really, really fun.
Well, I picked him twice, and I upset PK both times I did it because he wanted to pick him. But he's going to be my like PK picked Dustin Johnson this every time he got the chance until he finally won. I'm going to go Ludwig Oberg.
Oh, so is this like Michael Jordan falling to the Bulls, and I take Scheffler?
Yeah, Scheffler
Okay.
if you want him.
Scheffler, if you want him. Oh, jeez.
It's your
That was
pick.
like telling the Bulls, well, yeah, Jordan, if you want him.
All right. Well, you don't like to
PK's
pick the
got-
big names. You don't like to pick the big names, PK. I thought you might pull a rabbit out of a hat here, and then pick a winner and say, yeah, I passed on Scheffler and I got the winner. We know how this works.
Yeah, but I like to do that with the last pick. You may remember a guy named Matthew Fitzpatrick.
Yeah. How's he done lately?
He got me a W, Bob. That's all that matters.
He did. He did. And Xander got me 2 last year.
He did.
Yeah.
Played very well.
Come on, Tony. Let's go, Tony. Come on, Tony.
Let's go,
right.
Tony.
Second round, Bob. Who you got?
I'm gonna go at Colin Morikawa.
Oh,
That's BT's
Bob,
pick.
dang it.
That's BT's pick for this week.
Yeah,
But
you
Colin's,
did say that to me.
Colin's played some great golf here, and he was in the mix last year, so I'm going to go with Colin.
Man. Fine. All right, I'll take Justin Thomas.
JT, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Interesting with those guys. I always put Spieth and Justin Thomas. They're like the same dude to me. Same guy.
Really?
They're best friends,
Yeah.
man.
Right, and they had success early, and they're obviously elite level. But when you have success a little early, you expect that to continue. I think Tiger Woods has spoiled it in a lot of ways for us to be able to expect it. It hasn't come. They're still elite. They're still good picks. But you wonder, can they be last man standing on Sunday? I don't know. I don't know what's
He's got
going
4
on there.
top 10s this year, but he
Yeah.
hasn't
Oh,
broken
yeah.
through in one, to your point. He's played really good golf, but he hasn't won.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing. All right, I'll step outside and go live and go DeChambeau.
Ooh.
Bryson.
See, now that's a good pick, PK. Props to you. That's a good pick.
Okay.
Why is it a good pick? You don't like LIV guys. I thought you'd want him passed over.
It's not that I don't like LIV guys. It's that I didn't appreciate them saying, well, I can play less, spend more time with my family, and we can promote the game better and stuff like that. And that's all hogwash. They took the bag. They took the bag full of money, and they're playing and becoming irrelevant because of where they're at. Now, Bryson, Brooksy, Brooksy won the PGA Championship. Bryson won the U.S. Open. Awesome for them, and I appreciate their talent. I don't appreciate where they're playing golf on LIV, but I appreciate the guys and the players they are. So,
I think what he's saying, DJ, is hate the sin, love the sinner.
there you go. I like that.
All right, Bob. Third round. Who you got?
Okay, so are we going 4 rounds? Are we doing outside of top 25 in our 4th pick, or what are we doing?
We'll do whatever you want, Bob. It's your show.
It's not my show.
Well, it is when you come on.
There you go.
You're the guest.
We don't talk about anything else when you're on.
Okay, let me look here real quick. I'm going to go. Got the top 5 down. You did Justin Thomas, JT.
JT.
Holy moly, JT. I am going to do. This is an interesting one, and he's working himself up the world rankings, and I just like the way he plays golf. I'm going to go Sepp Straka.
Oh, okay.
14 right now.
Yep. Sepp Straka.
All right, DJ, you're up. Dead air doesn't work.
Patrick Cantlay,
Really?
PK's guy.
Kind of cooled on him a little bit. I understand he's not the easiest dude to get along with, but nevertheless, I think I'm going to go Russell Henley.
That's the pot calling the kettle black. Not the easiest guy to get along
Understood.
with. Russell Henley.
I know. Yeah. That's why I was on the Cantlay, because he's me. I get it. We're ornery.
He's your clone.
What are you going to do about it? Change me.
Okay. So we outside top 25 now?
Sure.
Yes.
Who you got?
I'm going to do Jordan Spieth.
Spieth from the top row. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Let's see. Is Justin Rose outside the top 25?
I would think he
Yes.
is. Let me look.
Yes. I'm looking at CBSSports.com right now. He's 39.
Perfect.
Okay.
Is that who
Yeah,
you
sure.
taking?
Justin Rose. Who did you take, Bob? Who'd you
I took
take?
Spieth.
Spieth.
Spieth. Okay. PK?
I'll go with Thigala.
Say
Oh, I like that pick.
Thigala.
I should have done that. Good work, PK. Good call.
You give me 2 picks for the PGA, and I'll trade you Thigala.
Now we're going to run trades?
Okay. I've got to protect. I've got to have it top 10 protected. They get to the top of the money list.
And that's in
Sorry, Bob. We just went
by the way.
NBA on you there.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
right, for 2031. Oh, man. If Thigala wins, I'm really going to regret this. All right. All right, there it is, Bob. There's the draft. I will email it to you, and you can obsess about it every single day.
Oh, I will.
As the
I
leaderboard
will.
changes in the distance, you'll be able to hear PK cackling.
Oh, boy.
Thank you, Bob. You're
I'm
the
just
man.
excited.
All right, guys. Have a great time. We'll talk to you again this week later.
And
All right.
Brian will come on and second guess all our picks tomorrow. It'll be great.
Yes, he will, and that's fine.
Okay. Thanks, Bob. Bob Casper, Real Golf Radio. Join us from the Masters. There is our Masters draft. DJ and PK. It's 97.5 The Zone. The kids, they grow up so fast. Sometimes it only takes 1 year. We'll get to that next. Stay with us.